Well, a warm welcome to all who have attended. I suppose we all know each other by now. If you remember, on the 26th of November 2019, we introduced all the members of the Commission, their portfolios, and we met and greeted members of the media and the public at large. As you all know, that this commission was established by a provincial proclamation published on the 13th of September 2019 in terms of section 127, bracket 2, bracket C of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, read with section 2, bracket 1 of the Provincial Commission Act 1 of 1997 for a period of 6 months. Well, as to what informed the 6 months, I hope not to be asked a question on that point. The terms of reference are simply to investigate the underlying reasons for the recurring conflict, violence, fatalities, and instability within the minibus taxi type service within Gauteng. The Commission is also tasked to make findings, inter alia, on indications whether the incidents are related to criminality or any other internal or external influences which may be considered relevant. The outcome of any police investigation and prosecution of the incident, including the number of successful prosecutions of the perpetrators, and lastly, to make recommendations on how to address the underlying reasons giving rise to the recurring conflict, violence, and instability within the minibus taxi type service industry in Gauteng. The purpose of this media briefing is essentially to update the media and members of the public what we have been doing, what we are currently doing, and what we are planning to do in the near future. We are morally obliged to give an update to the public because we are spending public money to do our work. Consequently, we must be seen to be adhering to the values of transparency. When it comes to money, I'll be glad not to be asked about the budget, about how much have we spent, because that is not in my jurisdiction. The Commission started with its public hearings proceedings on the 5th of December 2019, and the first witness we had was the MEC for Roads and Transport in Gauteng. Thereafter, it was the festive holidays and the closing of businesses in the whole country. We took a recess and resumed in January 2020. We dealt with officials from the Gauteng Department of Roads and Transport. I will not mention them by name, but we had quite a number of them. Perhaps I may mention at this stage that the Commission has had more than 54 witnesses who came to testify and made submissions. Next, we had evidence from the chairperson of Santaku, provincial structure of Santaku. Well, Santaku is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, national taxi association. We also heard from the chairperson of the Gauteng National Taxi Association, GNTA. It is significant for us to mention that we are not going to disclose the names of members of associations who came to testify for obvious reasons. As we all know, this industry is a dangerous industry. It is infested with killings, so we thought it reasonable and our duty to protect some of the witnesses that who came to testify in this commission. As a result, we didn't want to compromise their safety. It is not a secret, as I said, that violence and killing of taxi operators is a prevalent occurrence in this industry. The Commission was compelled to ask for an extension of its term due to the fact that the proclamation was published first before appointing the administrative staff. All administrative and logistics had to be done within a period of 6 months. The Commission needed to have a venue, which venue needed security arrangements to be arranged during the period of the 6 months. The extension was indeed granted till the end of September 2020. I may mention at this stage that now that we are in September, today is the 25th, we have requested another extension. We haven't heard from the Premier. We're still waiting to hear from the Premier. As you all know, in March 2020, a national state of disaster due to the COVID-19 pandemic in terms of the National Disaster Management Act 57 of 2002 was declared, which was followed by a lockdown, alert level 5, which meant that the whole country came to a standstill. The Commission resumed in the middle of June 2020 after complying with the necessary regulations, precautions upon the declaration of alert level 3 up to date. And I'm going to deal with what we have done ever since then. We dealt with taxi associations in detail. In detail is we dealt with taxi associations, chairpersons of taxi associations, members, and other people related to the taxi industry. And we have had, as I indicated, about more than 54 witnesses. We also dealt with the Tshwane as well as the Ekurhuleni metropolitan municipalities. Our investigators worked day and night to obtain information on reported criminal dockets from the South African Police Service related to the minibus taxi type service. We also received submissions from the president of Santaco. Now I'll deal with matters that we still have to deal with in the Commission, which are outstanding, which of course necessitated us requesting a further extension of the term of the Commission. We still have to deal with the City of Johannesburg, the Sidibeng District Municipality, as well as the West-Rand District Council. We still have to deal with the South African Police Service, the National Department of Transport. The Commission also needs to hear from researchers. In this category, we have in mind the CSIR, We also have in mind the Koboto Group, which is an accountancy group. The Commission also needs to hear from finance houses, the likes of SA Taxi, ABSA, and other financial institutions. The Commission expects to hear evidence from the Road Traffic Management Corporation, referred to normally as the RTMC, the Community Safety Department, the National Prosecution Agency, the Auditor General, the victims of violence, people who have been affected directly by the violence in the taxi industry. We also need to hear evidence from private security industry regulatory authority. We also intend hearing from the former MEC, Dr. Vadi, the former chairperson of Gauteng Portfolio Committee on Roads and Transport, Mr. Kawe. We still also have to hear from commuters associations. As part of the terms of reference, this commission has to inquire into what the commuters think about the industry as such, their experiences, and what they have done in order to put the record straight. As you can see, the Commission has still a lot of work to be done. However, we hope to complete public hearings. My estimation is in the next 4 to 5 months, and thereafter we will need time to prepare a written report which we'll submit to the Premier. Before I complete my briefing, media briefing, I just need to mention that this is not a report. What I've just read here is not a report. It should not be construed as a report. It is an update to the media and to the public. I thank you for coming.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, if there are no questions, I think we can adjourn. And I will deal with the guys who are dealing with the recordings to share the video and the speech of the judge with the media houses. Thank you very much, and thank you for coming.
We will then adjourn.